Your boyfriend quit his job so that you could bankroll him?
Not necessarily.
Tell me exactly what that means, because it sounds like your boyfriend quit his job so that you could bankroll him.
No. I mean, okay, kinda, yeah, I guess maybe a
Okay,
little.
so your boyfriend quit his job so that you could bankroll him.
Yeah.
Tell me, why was that so difficult for you to admit?
Call from
Lily.
Hello?
Hi.
What is your name?
Lily.
Lily. What's going on, Lily? How can I get you today?
I need some advice on a relationship issue that I've been having.
Okay. How old are you, Lily?
I'm 23.
Okay. I mean, I'll try my best, dude. All these relationship calls, I fucking don't know what I'm talking about, but go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. So my boyfriend recently quit his job, and he kind of like ultimately wants to be like a stay-at-home figure, kind of. And I don't mind that. I make enough at my job that like that's not really an issue. But my issue is that he won't like clean or keep up with any other like household related stuff while he's also at home.
Dude, hold on.
And I'm not really.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Hold on. Your boyfriend quit his job so that you could bankroll him?
No, not necessarily. We've been together for more than a few years at this point.
Okay. What do you mean not necessarily?
It's kind of been like a pre-established thing of like the directions like we want to go in our lives, and I kind of always aspired to make enough money to support myself and the people around me, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like it's, yeah.
Hold on. So when you say not necessarily, tell me exactly what that means, because it sounds like your boyfriend quit his job so that you could bankroll him.
Well, no. I mean, okay, kinda, yeah, I guess, maybe a little.
Okay, so your boyfriend quit his job so that you could bankroll him.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you financially supporting your boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay. Now tell me why was that so difficult for you to admit?
Because I'm in denial with myself a little bit, maybe.
Okay. How long have you been with your boyfriend?
About 3 years now.
Okay. What does he do for you while you bankroll him?
Well, he's supposed to take care of the house and, like laundry and like, like homemaker responsibilities per se.
What does that mean exactly, take care of the house? Like he's gonna like cook for you and clean the house and water the plants?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Has he been doing those things?
No, and that's the issue.
How old is your boyfriend?
He is also 23.
Okay. And when he said, babe, I'm going to quit my job and take care of the plants, what did you say?
There's some backstory to it, but at that point I was all right with it and understanding of it. It's been like a pretty difficult couple of years for him in general. His father passed like kind of suddenly, fairly recently, and he lost a couple of their close family members in relation to that in like a short period of time. And I don't know, just needed some support. When we met, I also needed a lot of support. I was homeless when we met, and he kind of like helped me through that. So it kind of like
so there was a period of time where he was financially supporting you.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you say take care of the house, I mean, do you guys have a kid together?
No, we have like cats, but
Okay.
definitely no, not children. Yeah.
Okay. Listen, dude. I don't want to get into. Why can't he work a job by himself?
And I guess that's also a question. I don't have.
There's this dude. I've been very inspired lately. There's this guy. I'm gonna shout this guy out. There's this dude on YouTube. His name is Caleb Hammer, and he does these. I have no idea why people agree to go hunt on his show, because it's just him yelling at them. And I've been watching, and I'm like, I should yell at people more a little bit. So I'm inspired by him, and I'm not gonna yell at you, but dude. So this guy, I mean, if this dude quit his job so that you could bankroll him, and he's not even doing like the bare minimum of what he said he would do, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And plus, you guys are only 23. Like he should desire to have his own life at 23, and not be getting bankrolled by you. And you, also at 23, should be like financially like setting yourself up to be in a good position, instead of bankrolling your boyfriend who's not even taking care of his minor responsibilities.
Yeah. I agree that is fair.
So why are you doing this?
Again, I don't know. Generally, I feel like financially comfortable enough to do it, and I also feel like, again, like some of it's kind of tied back to how much he helped me out, like when I was homeless when we first met, and kind of how all that played out.
I mean, do you want to? I mean, here's another thing I like about Caleb Hammer's show. He gets into specifics. Do you want to get into specifics? Like you don't have to tell me how much money you make if you don't want to, but you say you're making enough to support two people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's close to like 100 to 110K a year or so.
And where do you live?
Denver, Colorado.
Okay. I still think that, you know what? You know what, dude? I have been trying really hard, because I feel like the whole point of my show sometimes is like I'm just gonna stay neutral while people tell me stuff, but I can't keep doing that, dude. What? You can't bankroll your boyfriend. You can't do that.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, again, and I don't feel good saying that, because it's your fucking life. You do whatever you want. But if you're calling me and you're asking me what I think about the situation, I think it's a horrible idea.
Okay, I understand. So from here, should I perhaps like set up a conversation about different expectations in terms of that, like having?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Tell him. And by the way, I mean this. If you love this guy, do you love this guy?
Yeah, I do. Definitely.
Do you want him to have a good life?
Yeah.
Then tell him to get a fucking job and build his own life and not be on your payroll. Because that's what's going to make his life better more than you paying for him to exist.
Okay. All right. That's fair. I would agree with that.
Okay. Anything else about this situation?
Not this one specifically.
Okay.
If you need to get onto another caller, I understand. If you want to hear about my mom, that's also something exciting. But
I'm down to hear about your mom. What's up with your mom? I'm on a roll right now, by the way, so I might tell your mom to go fuck herself, or congratulations. I don't know what the situation is, but go ahead.
I mean, I would say go fuck herself. Like,
okay, what's the situation with her mom?
So also kind of connected to this. Growing up, my mom initially was a great mom. My dad kind of pieced out when I was like 14 or so. Moved to another state suddenly, and then my mom kind of lost her shit completely. and started doing a lot of coke and other nefarious substances. And it spiraled a lot of shit out of control for a minute. And I ended up moving out at a young age. Hence kind of my predicament when I first met my boyfriend. And then we got together, and then my mom showed up at my door one day. And we ended up talking, and I let her move in. Which wasn't the best idea in hindsight. We had a 1-bedroom apartment at the time, and she ended up crashing on the couch in the living room. And she was sober when she first moved in, started using substances about like halfway through into like month 2 or so. And we're fairly certain she tried to poison us.
I'm sorry. You said she tried to poison you?
Yeah. So I guess some context on that. We never have like tea or sugar or anything in the house usually. Like at that point in our lives, we were like living off dollar store food for the most part. With like first apartment, everything like getting established from ground zero, you know. We didn't have like tea, anything like that. Came home from work one day, and she had made sweet blackberry tea, and it was like very dark purple, almost black. And she was like, "Hey guys, like I made y'all some like some sweet tea. Would really appreciate if y'all had some of it. Like I'm really proud of it. Really like pushing us to drink the tea." I had about like a half sip of it, and then ended up spitting it into the sink because it was like so unbelievably sweet that it just like I spit it out. It was like gross. And we didn't, again, like still didn't have any like black tea, sugar, anything to make it like dark blue, purple, anything like that. And we're fairly certain that there was antifreeze in it. My boyfriend did end up drinking some of it because he thought that it was just like an overreaction. And then he ended up in the ER for a couple of days with very severe like kidney, intestinal issues and stuff like that. And then moving forward from that, my mom just kept pushing buttons. His dad had recently passed away, and she would call my ex-husband on speakerphone and tell him how like his dad must have been a piece of shit for like raising somebody like that, which was completely unwarranted. And because obviously like she had never like met him or anything like that at that like ever. It was like simply to push buttons and be rude. So we asked her to leave, and she refused to leave. And we both smoke weed, you know. And the day before we were supposed to move out, she packed me a bowl and had me smoke it, like have first hit off of it. And I'm pretty positive that she drugged me in that process.
Okay.
Well.
All right. Poison me once, shame on you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It sounds like easy like that when it's laid out like that, but through the process of it, it was very and it's your mom too, you know. Like I really want to think the best of her, but that leads me
Did you
to my
find
current
out whether or
predicament.
not I feel like we glossed over that a bit too quickly. Did you find out whether or not that was antifreeze?
I'm pretty positive that it was, because nothing else makes sense, and she's definitely the type of person to do such a thing, I think.
Okay. So, where are you at with your mom right now? Is she... What's the deal?
So I've been no contact with her for about a year
Okay, good.
at this point.
Yeah.
And it's been really nice.
Yeah.
she keeps
Jesus. I'm
giving
really
you-
sorry to... I'm
Yeah.
really sorry to hear that, by the way. That's really awful.
I mean, it's life, you know, like character building experiences or something.
You're go. I have things to say to you, but go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, it's just a difficult thing. I don't know. I want to talk to her. She keeps getting new numbers and trying to contact me, and I keep blocking her on them and not speaking. But I want to believe that she would change for the better, or so forth. But I don't know. Like she's my mom, but also like given past experiences, I'm not sure what to do.
Can you forgive somebody for poisoning you? I mean, I don't know, man. That's fucking crazy. That's really, really, really fucking crazy. I mean, she should be in jail for that.
Yeah,
Lily,
she's a tricky person.
Lily, can I ask you, aside from your mom and your boyfriend, who else do you have in your life? Do you have friends?
I have some friends, but they're back in my hometown.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who's in Denver? Is it just you and your boyfriend?
Yeah, my dad lives fairly close by, but we're obviously not very close.
you and your dad aren't cool?
We're trying to be cool, but it's not necessarily like comfortable.
Do you want to go into detail about that or not?
I can. Nothing specific. Oh, sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, nothing specific. I moved out here after leaving my ex, and kind of like reestablished close to family, just in case. And then we recently started talking again, and we're trying to be cool. He's trying to again like help me, like set me up and make like better decisions for my foreseeable future. But also kind of awkward because I feel like he's trying to be a dad, but like a little bit too late.
Lily? So it's you and your dad. So it's you and your dad. Okay, so do you have a social life outside of your boyfriend and your family?
Not really. I work on average like 50 to 60 hours a week.
Okay. What do you do, by the way?
I'm a dog groomer.
You're a dog groomer. Do you work for yourself or do you work for a company?
I work for a company.
Lily?
Yes.
You're a very, very, very sweet person, and I really admire the fact that you have gone through so much adversity in your life and seem to have not only put yourself in a position where you're financially doing well, but more important than that, put yourself in a position where your perspective is also really good, you know? And so I admire that a lot. And I beg you to take all the extra money that you're earning from your job, that you're using to support your boyfriend, and fucking buy a house, invest it, put it in a savings account, do fucking anything except for use it to bankroll your boyfriend. Please. You have gone through a lot in life, and you deserve to set yourself up for a very nice rest of your life. And after giving yourself to your mom and giving yourself to your boyfriend and giving yourself to all these other things, please start to make decisions in your life that benefit you, because you deserve it. I don't know if you have anyone that will tell you that, but hear it from the frog guy from the internet that you deserve to make some decisions that benefit you in your life.
Thank you. I appreciate it a lot.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay. How long have you been grooming dogs for?
About a year now. I've been working with dogs for 2 years or so, but trimming and stuff about a year.
What's your like? If you could, I'm very curious. If you could do anything, like if imagine any kind of a life for yourself, what would it look like?
Being a veterinarian for like large farm animals on like farms, like horses, cows, goats, stuff like that.
Did you go to college?
I almost got my degree. I'm 5 or so credits away, but life got kind of crazy, and I took a little break.
Okay. Can I ask why you took a break?
Because of my leaving my ex, divorce and such.
Okay. It sounds like. So you mentioned an ex-husband.
Yeah.
Okay, and I assume that didn't go too well.
Not ideal.
Okay. Okay. Lily.
Yes.
Do you want to go back to school? Do you want to get your credits?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that's the goal.
Lily, please. Don't let. I don't know what your deal is with your current boyfriend, but don't fucking let. And if you're making enough money for you to go back to school to do this thing, please don't spend it on your boyfriend. Please don't let your boyfriend, your mom, your dad, your ex-husband, or anybody stop you from going back to school and getting those credits.
Will do. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about or say to the people of the computer before we go?
Nothing specifically. I hope everyone has an awesome night and a happy Memorial Day.
Take care, Lily. Have a good rest of the night.
You as well. Goodbye.
What a tough racket. What a tough racket. And you could just hear in that girl's voice how she's really a sweet person who, I mean, between everything, right? Between my fucking mom tried to kill me. Should I let her back into my life? You know, I want to support my boyfriend. Just like the sound of a person who, like, it seems as though has been spending her whole life like trying to do things for other people. I hope she hears it. I hope she fucking listens to me and decides to fuck all those people and do something for, like, you know, I quit my just going to school because of my ex-husband. Just someone who's been doing things for other people her whole life. Please, dear God, don't give your fucking piece of shit boyfriend another penny and go back to school and do your own thing and make decisions for your own life, please. I've been talking about this a lot on this show, on this podcast recently, is the idea of like a lot of life being perspective. And it's a recurring theme I notice as I'm talking to people. 'Cause again, like Lily, like, her mom tries to kill her ex-husband, fucks up her dreams. I don't know if that's exactly what happened, but whatever. She's getting leeched off of by this guy, and yet just maintains a really sweet, positive demeanor. And I respect the hell out of that. I think that she deserves to have a life where she's serving herself. And Lily, I don't know if you can hear this or if you listen to the show, but please call back. Call back, text in, whether it's a month from now, a year from now, a week from now, whatever. Call back, text in. I want to hear an update on this. Thanks for calling. Thanks for sharing your story. Attention listeners of the Therapy Gecko podcast. Did you know that I do a live version of this podcast on stage, in person, in front of real people, and that I'm doing this live show in several cities across the United States this year, and that tickets are available right now at therapygeckotour.com or at the link in the episode description. It is all true. I'm currently on my 3rd tour doing Therapy Gecko live all around the country, and it is the most fun, sick, amazing thing ever, and you should come out and be a part of it. The shows involve a mix of material and presentations from myself, combined with a group Gecko therapy session where members of the audience come on stage to share things from their lives in front of a big group of people, just like we do here on the podcast. Whether you're a fan of the podcast or you have no idea what this is and you clicked on it by accident, you're going to have a great time at the live show. Once again, tickets are available right now at therapygeckotour.com or at the link in the episode description. These are really fun shows. They're always wild. They're always unpredictable, and I hope to see you guys there.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Lyle. How are you?
I'm doing all right, brother. What's your name?
You can call me Art.
Art?
Yeah, like short for Arthur.
Like Art Garfunkel?
Yeah, you could just call me Arthur.
Okay. I'm gonna call you Garfunkel. Garfunkel.
Hey, Lyle.
Your delayed response indicates to me that you don't like being called Garfunkel.
What makes you say that?
Because you delayed your response.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right.
Okay, you don't like being called Garfunkel.
No, you could call me anything else, I think.
All right. Okay, you want me to call you anything else? I could make this a lot easier for both you and me if I just called you by the name that you told, by your actual name. Call You by Your Name. That's that movie.
I haven't seen it.
Have you seen? Okay, it's about these two guys in love, and the whole idea of calling somebody by your name. It's like if I'm in love with someone and I call them Lyle, that never made any sense to me. There's a scene where they're both calling each other by their own name. What does that mean to call someone by your name?
Wait,
Arthur, what would you like
know.
to talk about today? How's it going? You texted me and you said, I want to talk about my illegal restaurant. Somebody should know what the deal is. Maybe in the YouTube comments, if somebody knows what was going on with the call me by your name thing, like why do they call each other by their own names? If someone in the YouTube comments give an explanation for that. What's this restaurant?
So, I'm a chef. I've been in the food and beverage industry for like 6 years now. And my last job was the longest I've ever stayed at a place for, and I had a head chef position there. It was a really small spot. We would serve like probably 40 to 50 people a night. And it was just me and one other guy, basically, back in the kitchen. And that kind of fell through because of just some shitty decisions by the owner and stuff that I began to not want to deal with anymore. And I quit. And shortly after I quit, the place closed down. And took like a month off of work. And afterwards, I tried looking for like a job, like a sous chef position somewhere, and went around to like 25 different restaurants that had an active sous chef position open, and all of them wanted to kind of fuck me over. There's like a ploy in the industry where if you're trying to go straight ahead to a higher position, they'll kind of keep you on for about a month, and they'll just keep you at a line cook position with line cook pay while you're trying to prove your chops to whoever is hiring you for that higher position. And that's basically what I got, for about 2-3 months.
So this restaurant, this illegal restaurant, is this your restaurant?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
How is it illegal? How is it illegal?
Well, it's because it's run out of a home.
You run a restaurant out of your home?
Yeah.
What kind of restaurant is it?
It's kind of hard to explain, but the best way I can explain it is just it's a tasting menu restaurant. I do 10 courses a night. Max amount of people I could take in is like 10 people. But the food, the best way I can explain it is just like it's modern food. Like you could consider it New American, meaning like it's globally influenced. It just doesn't like take from Italian or Japanese or whatever, you know what I mean?
What do you think about it? I kind of want to do the same thing, but I just pick 10 different lean cuisines to put in the microwave for people.
You know what's crazy is that just the other day I saw a real like Instagram post about a dude who bought like a plate of food from a guy for like $20. Have you seen that like on like Facebook?
No,
like
no, he bought a plate of food from a guy on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, he bought a plate of food from a guy, and what was displayed on the post was like really nice, like boneless buffalo wings, and it looked like homemade fries. And when the guy went and got it, and he came back home, he opened up the foil. It was just dino nuggets tossed in buffalo sauce.
You're acting like that's not fine cuisine right there.
I mean, you know, it's debatable, but to each his own.
What's your favorite dish from your tasting menu?
I think it has to be it's called a Piscivier. And what a Piscivier is basically, traditionally, it's this short crust pastry. So imagine like pie dough. And in it would have some type of like sweetened almond paste in it. But in different parts of France, they do a savory filling instead. And so I'm doing mine with a pork collar filling that has like green garlic in it and an onion jam and smoked bacon, and it comes with a charcutier sauce. Yeah.
Bro,
so it's
where
like
do
a
you
little
live?
meat pie, basically.
Where do you live? I'm coming. That sounds incredible.
In LA.
You live in LA?
Yeah, yeah.
Can I come to your restaurant?
Yeah, of course you can.
How much does it cost?
So I'm like crunching numbers right now. I was watching your stream while doing so because I ran out of podcasts to watch, and I saw that you were live, and I was like, oh shit, I should watch live. But like I said, it's priced per person, so you're looking upwards of like 200 to 250. 250 is really, really high end, but for 200, for that amount of money, you get 10 plates, 2 of them being a dessert, and there's also like a drink menu as well and a snack menu.
What? Wait, hold on. So it's 10 plates of food, and is it unlimited drinks?
It's not unlimited drinks. You do have to pay for them.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Is it just like a Diet Coke from your refrigerator?
No. When I say a drink menu, I mean like cocktails and wine and beer and things like that.
What kind of snacks? That's kind of a funny idea. Somebody like, let's get a snack while we eat dinner.
Yeah, so there's kind of a reason why that snack menu exists. It's kind of like for the alcohol.
Oh, sure. What to make? I mean, so that you can sell the alcohol. But okay, but if you're already, here's the thing: is let me ask you this: if it's already okay, I get it. The snack thing is because of the alcohol; it makes it like slightly more legal, right?
Yeah, because the way that I have the snack menu set up is that a purchase of said snack, whatever you want to get, comes with a complimentary cocktail.
But if you're already doing an illegal thing, why don't you just go crazy with it?
I don't think that's the best thing to do.
It's not. It's a terrible idea. Don't listen to anything I ever say. What's the best kind of snacks on the menu? What's your favorite snack?
So I got marinated Castelvetrano olives.
What the fuck? What did you just say?
Italian. Like green olives?
No, you didn't say green. You said a whole new word.
Yeah, Castelvetrano olives.
Okay, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, they're like this specific olive that comes from Italy. They're really nice.
So who's your clientele? Do you have a lot of celebrities come through?
No. Well, I think I should kind of butt in here and say that I haven't opened yet, and I'm planning on opening this coming month.
What does open mean? You just post your address on the internet?
No, not that way. Basically, I have a newsletter that's up on my website, and you give your info, and you get an invitation, basically, which is just a link that allows you to make a reservation, like a private link.
That's pretty sweet. But how do people find out about the newsletter at first?
So, a lot of it's word of mouth, much like how a lot of these things operate. It's very word of mouth, but I'm also going to be putting up flyers all across LA. Actually got some printed today.
Mm-hmm.
Which, it's kind of very old school. It might not work, might work method of advertising, but who knows, And I'm also planning on putting those flyers at shops that I frequent, with their consent, of course, not just like posting up business on another business,
That's pretty cool.
And social media,
You have a calming voice. Do you read off the menu when people sit down? Is part of the experience that we get to listen to you say new Italian words that sound kind of made up while you explain each of the plates?
So, it's funny that you bring that up, because I feel like with a lot of fine dining places, you'll go there, you'll sit down, if you're not too knowledgeable about food, and you'll have some person, usually it's the person waiting you, and frankly, they probably don't know that well what they're serving you either. But I kind of find that to be kind of too much, because I just kind of want to sit down and eat. And so I'm planning on providing kind of a little excerpt for each course that the guests can read while they eat it, if they want to.
That's cool. It's like you get a little sheet of paper, right?
Exactly.
This is fun. I like this. I want to do like my own version of it, except it's $10, and you get a lean cuisine, a bag of Cheetos, and a Diet Coke from my fridge.
Hey, dude, and people do that,
Actually, you know what? I actually might steal this idea. You do your fine dining version of it, but it is kind of cool, the idea of like, all right, you have like a thing that you're only letting 20 people in or 10 people in at once, and they have to make a reservation, and it's word of mouth, and they get it off of like a newsletter. That's kind of a cool. I just like that concept as an entrepreneurial thing. I think that's really cool.
Is this the first time you're hearing about said concept?
It does. I maybe.
Well, the reason why I ask is because LA is, I want to say it's like the birthplace of this kind of a ordeal.
Mm-hmm.
But there's quite a lot of them.
Final question: for an extra $50 at the end of the meal, can I sleep on your couch?
Yeah, you can. There's a few of them. There's 3.
You have 3 couches?
Yeah. So I had a lot of money saved up for my last job, and this is kind of like my first impression.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really kind of built out the place that I'm leasing out, like really, really well.
What do you pay for rent?
And yeah, what's that?
What do you pay for rent?
Like, what is it? 3,700.
3,700. Okay, I mean, I guess that's not that bad for a place that can fit 3 couches in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty big place.
But because
it's pretty big too.
Because your business is illegal, you can't write it off on your taxes.
Well, the thing is that I'm still taking tax into consideration. I will be charging people tax. Because
wait, hold on. You're charging people tax even though you're not paying tax?
No, I am going to be paying tax to the IRS.
Why? It's illegal. They don't even. But aren't they going to get mad at you? It's like when they tried to get cocaine dealers to pay taxes. Not that you're dealing cocaine, but I mean, it's like the same concept.
That kind of still does eventually happen, like to some degree, right?
I don't know. I've never dealt cocaine or paid taxes. That's not true. I pay taxes.
No. Well, the reason why I'm doing that is because I have like an actual like corporation tied to the business, and because I couldn't have done, because like, how do I explain this? Sorry, I'm surprised that you called me.
Is it a tiered system where for $50 I sleep on the shitty couch, $100 I sleep on the good couch? How much for like a bed? For 200, how much money? Yet. All right, for an extra $200, can I make you sleep on the couch and I get to sleep in your bed?
You know what? I can pull out an air mattress for you.
No air. I want to sleep in where you sleep, and you have to. I want to make. Wait, for an extra $250, can I sleep in your bed and make you sleep on the air mattress?
Well, I don't have an air mattress. I would buy
for
one
an extra $300. Can I make you sleep on the air mattress? I sleep in your bed, and I get to use your toothbrush.
Okay.
We have a deal?
Fine. Yeah, that's yeah.
Because I think I'm gonna need to brush my teeth after eating all this food, and I don't feel like bringing my own toothbrush. So I would pay premium to use yours.
I actually got this a new toothbrush recently. It's Japanese.
Does it vibrate?
No. Should it?
For an extra $300, I think. Yeah.
Like, do you want me to build do you like want me to like duct tape a vibrator to it, or do you want me to buy a whole new toothbrush that vibrates, use it, and then have you use it?
You know what? I'm just gonna Google the "call me by your name" thing. I'm not gonna wait until the YouTube comments show up, because I don't know why they did that. Art, good luck with this. This sounds fun. This sounds cool. I'm genuinely I'm excited for you. I'm inspired by this.
Lyle.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you for the amazing kind words. I really appreciate it. But I just wanted to say something very clear. I hope this isn't coming off as like some type of advertisement, because it legitimately was not.
No. I asked. I mean, look, I don't care. Do you want to tell the people where they can find it?
I feel bad.
I'll tell you what. Okay. All right, you can tell the people where you found it, but when I'm in LA, you gotta let me use your toothbrush.
Side note, though, would you actually want to come and eat?
Actually, I actually would. That would be kind of cool.
And when will you be in LA?
I'll
Or
be
is
in
that,
LA
like, not
in I'll be in LA in November. For my
Okay, cool.
for my 2 Therapy Gecko live shows at the Masonic Lodge.
Oh, no way. You're going to be at the Masonic Lodge
I'm gonna be at the Masonic Lodge.
on Los Feliz?
Probably.
Oh. All right. Well, I'll try and get a ticket and swing by, and I'll show face and remind you then.
Sweet, man. Yeah. You can drop the link to the newsletter if you want to, but you do have to let me use your toothbrush, and I do want a Diet Coke from your fridge. Those are the only 2 things I asked for.
Okay. Wait, do you like, why Diet Coke and not Coke Zero?
Do you want to drop it?
The
link? The thing?
Yeah, sure.
Or do you want to stay anonymous?
Yeah, sure.
All right,
Can I
what
drop
is
the
it?
link?
Yeah, what is it?
Here. It's ESURIO.LA.
Efurio.la?
Esurio. ESURIO.
Oh, I thought it was an R. ESURIO.
Yeah, ESURIO.
Dude, you're hella good at making up words.
No, that's real. That's a real Latin word.
I would take a Coke Zero, but I would prefer a Diet Coke.
Is it the taste?
Art, is there anything else you want to say to the people of the computer before we go?
I just want to say thank you, Lyle, for calling me back and finally responding to me.
Of course.
And allowing me to be on your fantastic show for a brief moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope the tour goes very well.
Thanks, man.
And I hope you have a good night.
Thank you, Art. I was just thinking it would be pretty funny if, like, I went to your house and ate, like, you cooked for us all and all that stuff. And then, like, I found out that you actually had a rat under your hat the whole time that was making you do all the cooking, like in that movie.
So, can you not mention the rat thing? Because that's kind of like the secret thing with how I'm able to cook so well. And so I'd appreciate it if you cut this part from the VOD.
Nah, we're going to keep it in. Take care, Art. Thank you.
No.
Hold on, Gecko. What's up, Geck?
Hey, what's up, man? Where are you right now? You got people in the background.
Yeah, I'm at a car show at a bar. I just walked out and I'm in the parking lot, so it should be a lot quieter.
Cool. All right, so you're at the parking lot of a car show?
Yeah, right beside a bar.
Why? What kind of car show?
Old-timey cars. Got a lot of old 60s Mustangs, Chevys, all kinds of stuff here. It's out in Everett, Washington. It's called Cruisin' to Colby.
What brings you there? Are you a connoisseur of wacky races-esque vehicles?
Yeah, kind of. I'm just a car guy, and it's something to do. So I don't like being, trapped in the house all the time. So I decided to come out and see the cars as they were getting lined up and ready for the show tomorrow. It's a Memorial Day show. So they all did a little cruise around and started parking in their spots and everything. And tomorrow is the actual show.
You're a little bon vivant, aren't you? You're just going to car shows. You're really living up life.
I try. I definitely try. That's for sure. I can't be stuck in my house. I got to go out and I got to do things.
It's funny. So you texted me. You said you're 39, right?
That's true.
I'm 26, and I feel the same way. I can't stay home in my fucking house. And I was like, okay, maybe it's just like, I'm wondering if I'm going to be this way forever.
Yeah, so when I was that age, I was the same way, and I just, I felt like, dude, I'm missing out on so much. I stay in my house all the time. I need to go out, and I need to meet people. I need to get myself out there. I need to go to events and everything. Otherwise, I'm just going to rot away in my house, and I'm going to drive myself crazy.
And have you been going out and doing things for your entire life then?
Since about the age of 26, 27, yeah.
Okay, so until you were 26, 27, you were kind of a homebody.
Yeah, I'd always sit at home and I'd play video games all day, all night. I typically would never leave my house.
And nowadays, are you tired, or are you still wanting to leave your house all the time?
I am tired. Yeah, I'm 39, but I still want to leave the house all the time. I don't care. I have to get out. I'm a social butterfly.
Who do you hang out with these days?
Oh, well, usually my new boyfriend and my new girlfriend and whatever friends I can find hanging around downtown.
Whatever friends I can find hanging around downtown. What
Yeah.
city are you in?
I'm in Washington.
Washington. Washington's a state, right?
Correct. Not Washington, D.C., Washington State.
All right, so you're in, Seattle probably?
I'm a little north of Seattle, about a 30-minute drive, depending on traffic. If anyone is listening from Seattle, they know how that can be. I'm up in a town called Everett.
Everett. Is Everett poppin'? I mean, they've got car shows. That's cool.
I think it's poppin'. A lot of my friends that like to hang out in Seattle are like, oh, no, it's Everett. It's not that great, but I love it out here.
So, what's your name again?
Mike.
Mike. We can keep talking about Everett and car shows and life, but is there anything in particular you wanted to talk about this evening?
Yeah, so I'm recently divorced. I was in a relationship for 12 years. It was super controlling. It was just a really toxic thing, and I got out of it about 7 months ago, and I've been seeing a new guy. He is amazing. His name's Calvin. And I've been seeing his girlfriend, Kat, as well. And I've been doing this whole polyamorous relationship thing. And I'm very new to it. And I've got issues with it because, like, anytime I try, talking to my guy, Calvin, he's really weird when it comes to texting and talking and kind of cagey. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about.
Interesting, because I was going to say, it sounds kind of like you were playing the crane machine and you got double prizes.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, I met this guy and, he told me that, he's in this polyamorous relationship, and I was like, hey, that's cool. And then I met his girlfriend, and she was hot, and we all hooked up, and we all really meshed together quite nicely. So I see her and I see him.
Well, so I guess I'm curious first about the 12-year relationship. So so you got with her when you were like 26 or whatever, and I don't know if that math works out, but who cares?
Yeah.
And was it controlling for the whole time, or did it kind of escalate to that point?
It just kind of escalated to that point. It took me a few years to really kind of see it. I always kind of thought it was me, though. I always thought maybe there was something wrong with me in the relationship. But as time went on, I realized, no, this guy's just super freaking controlling.
How did that control manifest itself?
Oh, gosh. So, I wasn't allowed to have any friends, basically. All of my friends had to be his friends. We couldn't go out and do anything that I liked. We had to go out and do the things that he liked. We couldn't go out to see my family for holidays. We had to go out only to see his family for holidays. I was kind of trapped within his family. We weren't allowed kind of outside that circle, basically. And yeah, friends was a hard thing. Anytime I'd want to go out and hang out with friends, I was always kind of told, no, you can't do that. You can't spend money. You can't waste gas. What time are you going to be back? How much money? No, you got to be back at this time. No, you can't spend this money, things like that.
And have you always been polyamorous, or this is kind of a new thing?
This is kind of a new thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how are you enjoying navigating it?
Well, I like the relationship and everything. It's the navigating has been a little tough. I mean, like I said, like whenever I try texting my guy Calvin, it's like, so like he'll text me in the morning. It's always like, hey, handsome, hey, sexy, hey, sweetie, or something like that. How are you doing this morning? And things like that. And then I'll text him back, and then I won't hear things for hours. And then I'll finally get like a very monosyllabic like response back, like, okay, or huh, ooh, stuff
So
like
wait a
that.
minute. Well, it's kind of interesting. You're going from somebody who was kind of controlling you to somebody who you're feeling like you're not getting enough from.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, when I'm with him in person, I feel like I'm getting a lot from him because I appreciate his company. I love the sex and all of that.
How long have you been with this guy for?
Since the beginning of April.
The beginning of April. All right, so it's been like a couple months.
It's almost been 2 months now.
I mean, look, man, different people have different communication styles. Do you prefer to be texting with somebody all throughout the day?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, like, I work and everything, and so it's not like I can be texting constantly. It's just, I feel like I just want something a little bit more than, like, a monosyllabic response, like, ooh, or okay, or yeah, or something like that. Like, I feel like he's not interested, but then when I go and see him in person, it's like, oh, he's super interested. But outside of that, I feel kind of like he's disinterested, so I don't know.
So, okay, have you talked to him about this?
Yeah, so his explanation was, like, it's his anxiety. Like, he doesn't want to feel like he's obligated to text something back or something. Sometimes he just doesn't really know what to say. Yeah.
Okay. And what do you make of that?
I mean, in my past relationships, I've always gotten something back that was seemingly a little more meaningful. So, like, the way I think of it is I get the feeling that he's disinterested in some of my things, or he doesn't, like,
so listen,
I don't know.
Listen, here's the thing. You're not always going to, like, it's not, in my opinion, when people tell you shit, you take them at face value. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, 99% of, unless if somebody's like, somebody might have the reasons to lie to you, but like 99% of the time they're not. So if you're communicating with somebody and they say to you, I just don't want this anxiety of feeling like I have to respond throughout the day and all this, like, just believe them, you know? Especially if you're going to do a polyamorous thing where, like, he also has a girlfriend and he could have 3 other boyfriends or whatever, like, you know, when you're with, if he has this whole mentality of, look, man, when I'm with you and we're doing it and I will give you my attention, but when I'm not, you know, I'm living my life, I'm doing my thing. You just have to believe him and not take that as some sign of you being less. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I definitely see that for sure. And no, just for a little more, you know, disclosure there, you know, when we got into all of this, he had even said, like, hey, I'm down if you want to see other people, but I'm not. The only people that I really want to see are Kat and you. And I told him, no, I'm not seeing anyone else but you and Kat. And so that's kind of our circle.
Okay. So, I don't know, man. I think it sounds like you've attempted to work this out with him.
I'm thinking too much into this, aren't I? That's my whole thing. Like, I think maybe I'm thinking way too much into this, and I'm spiraling sometimes, and then I have to kind of wake myself out of that and be like, no, everything is cool, because otherwise he would tell me. And I just saw him yesterday. We spent the entire day together yesterday, had a wonderful time. Told him, how happy that he makes me, and, he reciprocated that. And, but then, like, this morning, like, I got his normal, good morning, sunshine text.
Mike,
Yo.
have you? If you want to get into some real therapy here, which I'm not inclined to give because I'm a dumbass in a gecko costume, but have you ever heard of anxious attachment theory?
I've never, no. What is that?
Okay, so I mean, go talk to a real therapist about this, or go look it up on the internet. There's like relationship attachment styles. There's secure, avoidant, and anxious. And anxious attachment is basically kind of what you're describing, where it's like, kind of like anxiety that you're not enough for your partner, or that your partner doesn't like you. And you're just kind of always anxious about the relationship. Do you talk to a real therapist?
Yeah, I do, actually. I've been seeing a therapist for the past 2 years since my dad and brother died.
What does your real therapist think about this?
She doesn't really give me too much insight. She knows that, like, I've been 1,000 miles away from my previous partner for years and years. All she really kind of says is, you just need to be careful. You got out of this relationship, and I know you feel comfortable, but just be careful is really all she tells me.
I agree. You know what? That sounds smart. Next time you see her, ask her about anxious attachment.
Gotcha. Well, I see her on Wednesday, so that's perfect.
Okay. And by the way, I'm just no expert in relationships at all. I really don't fucking know what I'm talking about. But, because, I've done some research on this stuff. But,
I get that, and I've been listening to you since December, and so I understand your position on everything. It's just, sometimes it's just good to talk about it, and I don't really have anyone to talk about it with, so I was like, well, I guess I'll ask Geck.
Well, let's get it. I mean, why don't you have anyone to talk about it with? I guess aside from your therapist.
Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing. But I also feel a little weird sometimes because she's always kind of like, well, you need to be careful. You just got out of this relationship. You just finished up a divorce. And like I said, like, I was 1,000,000 miles away from this person emotionally for so long. And now here I am just trying to enjoy life. And I just keep hearing, you need to be careful. You need to watch yourself.
Well, bro, when did you break up with this relationship? When did you break up with this guy you were in a relationship with for 12 years? How long ago?
It was back in November.
All right. So you're pretty quick. I mean, a few months is not that quick. But, like, yeah, dude, I think your therapist is right. Like, be careful. Like, don't hedge all your bets. If anything, just don't, like, relationships are supposed to be, like, good and fun and add value to your life. They're not supposed to be this thing that you hedge your entire fucking life upon, right?
Right.
So just don't hedge your entire fucking life upon this guy. Enjoy his presence in your life. It's weird. I have a problem with navigating relationships in the sense of it's so strange because I don't think it's healthy to hedge your whole life on a relationship with someone. But also, if something is really important, of course you're going to be hedging a significant amount of your life into it. And that maybe if, and that's kind of a contradiction that is difficult to navigate. But I mean, in your situation, having just gotten out of this relationship with this person for 12 years, I would say that your therapist is right. Like, go have fun, but, be careful that you're not getting your entire self-worth off of this guy. I mean, if you're sitting here and saying that you have nobody else to talk to about this, it could be an indicator that, your non-romantic social life could use some attention as well, so that you're not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely. Further disclosure on that, though, too. I mean, we've been taking this really slow. I've been seeing this guy now for 2 months and like we haven't even done anything outside of his house. Like I just go over to his place and we hang out for a bit. Sometimes we have sex, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we're very cuddly, sometimes we're not. Sometimes I just go over there and help him out with things over at the house. But we've been taking it pretty slow. It's been like kind of a snail's pace.
Well, I think that's a good thing, probably.
Yeah, I agree for sure. And I mean, so does he. I mean, his whole outlook is, absence kind of makes the heart grow fonder, which I get, and it definitely makes sense when I see him for the first time, after like a week and a half or so. And
Mike?
Yeah. Yo.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people of the computer before we go?
Just love each other and be good to yourself and be good to the people that you love. And thank you very much, Geck.
All right, man. Have a good time at the car show. See if they have a Batmobile or some shit.
Oh, I will. I'll take pictures if I find one, and I'll shoot one over to you.
Hell yeah. I'm going to get a picture of a Batmobile.